Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where we are continuing to cook through Weeknight with Giada's, and this is the fifth recipe in this series. And our plan is we're going to do one more recipe from this cookbook after this, then we've got another cookbook we're going to start, and we'll flip back and forth between the two just to break it up a little bit. More
for us than for you guys. We like to get a little something different in here.
So just keep an eye out for that, and you know, not that this has been a bad cookbook. I think we've enjoyed everything that we've done, but I think we're looking for a little bit of a change of pace. We have a cookbook from America's Test Kitchen that we're looking forward to getting into, so we'll jump into that.
It's a huge cookbook. It has all the recipes from like, I don't know, 9 seasons or something like that. So we have lots of options.
Should be exciting to see what that type of stuff is. But for this video, we are going to be cooking a ham, Gruyere, and apple panini is the goal. So it's a pretty simple recipe, I think.
Not too many ingredients.
Basically a fancy grilled cheese, so looking forward to it. So let's get into just going over what is in, or what are the ingredients that go into this.
All right, for this recipe, you will need 2 tablespoons unsalted butter at room temperature.
Butter. 2
Granny Smith apples, which will be peeled, cored, and sliced a 1/4 inch thick.
We have one.
It's only 2 of us. I didn't think we needed 2. 1 tablespoon chopped fresh thyme leaves. 8 slices country style white bread. We went with sourdough.
Because
mixing it up a little bit.
Sourdough is so good.
It says 1/2 cup of whole grain mustard. We're also mixing it up a little bit. We are going with Dijon mustard. 2 cups or 8 ounces of shredded Gruyere cheese. And 8 1-ounce slices of Black Forest ham.
And that is it as far as the ingredients go.
Yep, that's everything.
So pretty simple with that. We can talk a little bit about price now. This can be a really expensive.
Yes. I don't know if you guys where you live have Aldi's, but it's kind of like a discount. They have their own brand, not a whole lot of name brand groceries, and that's where I got the cheese and the ham, and those together cost me like about $8.50 at Aldi's. I went over to Giant, which is like a large grocery chain that has a lot of name brand things, and I saw that the Gruyere cheese alone would have been between $9 and $16. So it can definitely be expensive if you're going for like the top shelf cheese or lunch meat. We did a little bit more of the discount route this time.
Yeah, we definitely were more affordable with it.
But all together, the ingredients that we needed that we didn't have on hand in our fridge, it was between $14 and $15. So
and Joelle did get day-old bread versus.
I did. Like I got
fresh
discount bread.
So I think you said that was typically like $5 a loaf.
And the day-old bread was $2. But I figure we're making grilled cheese. We're gonna toast it anyway.
Right.
Then it would work out just fine.
So with that, let's get into prepping and cooking this meal.
All right, sounds good. To prep for this recipe, you will need to peel, core, and slice a 1/4 inch thick your 2 Granny Smith apples. You will also need to chop your fresh thyme and grate your Gruyere cheese until you have about 2 cups.
Once that's all done, you want to melt your 1 tablespoon of butter in a saute pan, and then saute your apples and thyme for about 5 minutes, and you're really just looking to get them soft, and that's really all you're doing.
Yeah, no color, just get them soft.
Yeah. And then once that's done, I believe it's just time to
build your
the
sandwich.
sandwich. So you start off by taking your slices of bread and putting about a tablespoon of mustard on each slice and just spreading it thin. Depending on how many sandwiches you make, depends on how much mustard you use. We just did 2 sandwiches, so that's what we did.
The recipe says to use 1 tablespoon of mustard per slice of bread.
Right. And then you put down a layer of cheese.
It says about 1/4 cup of cheese on each slice of bread for each sandwich.
And then comes the ham. You add about 2 slices per sandwich. But it's your sandwich, it's your ham. You put whatever you want on
You
there.
do you.
That's right. If you want more, put more. Then on top of that, you add the apple, sauteed apples on top of the ham.
Yeah, this recipe and the amounts we're giving you make 4 sandwiches. So you would divide the apples evenly between your 4 slices of bread that have the stuff built up on them already. We only made 2 sandwiches, so.
Which you'll have seen that when we got the apples on there, it's a pretty healthy amount of apples.
The sandwich got like huge.
Yeah, so once again, that goes to you. What do you want to do with it? However much you want to put on there, that's up to you. But 1 Granny Smith apple did cover 2 sandwiches.
Very generously.
Yes. And then you top that layer with
more cheese.
More cheese. You put the second piece of bread on top.
Mustard down into the sandwich.
Yep. And then that goes onto your panini press, or we used a grill pan because that's what we had. Once they're on there, you weigh it down with something heavy, whether it's a large casserole dish or a skillet or whatever you have available.
Yeah, we used one of my stoneware casserole dishes that's pretty substantial. And we also even pressed it down a little bit more just to really kind of compact the sandwich like you would if you had a panini press.
Right. So if you have a panini press, it's a lot easier for you to do it that way, but we made do with what we had.
Yep, so we grilled it on one side for maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe. It didn't take long at all. And then we removed the this casserole dish that I had, and then we flipped them over to the other side and repeated the same process. Put the pan back on to weigh it down and cooked it for maybe another 4 minutes.
Yep. And then once they're done, you plate them and you're ready to go. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and give it a taste and we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's go ahead and let's give this a taste.
Yeah. It's got a lot going on.
It does have a lot going on. It is a very substantial sandwich.
It kind of reminds me of a sandwich you get at Panera.
Yeah. Very similar to that.
Yeah, but I think I need another bite because I don't think I got everything in the first bite.
I got a big taste of thyme, which isn't bad.
I got more of everything in that bite. Yeah, that bite was better.
Yeah.
You get kind of the tangy mustard, the sweet apple, a little herbiness from the thyme, saltiness from the ham. I think it's pretty good.
I will say, I don't think the cheese comes through very strong.
No, I think it's a mild cheese that's more there for like creamy.
Right. But other than that, it's not a bad sandwich.
No, and it's nothing we would have ever just put together on our own. Once again, it's a little bit different, but still, at least this recipe was still pretty normal things like apples and ham. And I'm sure you could use another cheese, mozzarella, if you had mozzarella.
Personally, for me, I think I would have replaced the Dijon mustard with a honey mustard because I think it needs a sweet component.
You don't think the apples are sweet?
They're more tart
Okay.
than they are sweet. So I think if you had the honey mustard, that would offer a sweetness to the sandwich that it needs.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not a bad sandwich.
No, I think it's pretty good.
It is good. It's a good size depending on the bread that you use.
Yeah.
You could make do with. I think you would need a durable bread.
Yeah, definitely.
So your regular white sandwich bread is not going to hold up. For this.
You're definitely going to need a heartier bread.
Yeah.
I think the sourdough I think was a really good choice. It held up really well to the grilling and all of the ingredients and all the stuff on top of it.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 5, what do you think you would rate this one?
I think I would give it a 3. It's not been my favorite, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I would put it on par with the Asian salad, which is what I rated as a 3.
Yep. Which, side note, I don't know if I said this in one of our last videos, you had that the next day, the leftovers. And you said it was really good.
Yeah, it actually held
better
up
the next day.
really well. And
we just put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And when Stuart
I'll try to remember to link that video so you can take a look at it. But it did hold up really well the next day.
And I wonder if maybe the flavors had a chance to meld a little bit better.
I think that's what happened. But it was pretty good the next day, yeah. So, yeah, so I would agree with a 3 on this because it is neat, or near that Asian salad as far as that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes when we sit down and eat the rest of the sandwich. Maybe it'll grow on us.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. And I mean, you pick what you pair it with, you know, so it's a nice, quick, and easy, but it is pricey, as we said at the beginning of the video. If you go like top end on your ham and top end on your cheese, this is easily a $20 to $25 grilled cheese sandwich.
Basically, yeah.
So just keep that in mind. If you're going high end and really fresh bread and all that stuff, you're going to pay a good deal. I would say if you're doing it that way, the price is not worth it.
Yeah.
But if you can get it cheaper, like Joelle said, going to Aldi's and other places like that to get cheaper stuff or day-old bread like we did, it's definitely a good value type.
Yeah, and I think it would be great for a lunch. Like if you were doing a lunch with like your girlfriends were coming over for lunch, you could do this and make it into like little bite-sized sandwiches. Like you cut them into 4s instead of in half. Mm-hmm. Or you could even do like a quick dinner. Like it really didn't take long for it to come together.
Right.
I mean, aside from the filming, we could probably have this ready in half hour, 45 minutes.
Probably even less than that.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all. So that'd be a nice
15,
quick
20
meal.
minute meal, yeah.
And once again, it's something a little bit different. Some different flavors put together that we wouldn't normally make this on our own. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to do it as far as this video goes. So as always, let us know in the comments below what you think of this. Is it something that you would try or not? And then
if there's something you'd like to see us try, in the other cookbook we're gonna do, not the next video, but the one after that, there's like everything from like breakfast casseroles to fried chicken to meatloaf. Yeah. So if there's something you'd like to see us try, let us know down below. We're sure we can find a recipe for it.
Right, like so if you're a fan of America's Test Kitchen, you know, put in there what you'd like to see us cook from that. I don't remember the name of the book, but
yeah, I think fried chicken will definitely be in our future.
Yeah, probably, because you can't turn down that.
Right.
And then, you know, let us know in the comments below also. You know, here's a question for you. What's been the most interesting grilled cheese you've had?
Yeah, it's kind of a thing these days.
It is. So, with that, don't forget you can follow us on Instagram at 2maxtry, Facebook 2maxtry, and check out our blog at 2maxtry.com. So, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye.